I'm about a minute late. That's okay. There's no one here yet. If anyone chose. Um, as it is Saturday night, or getting close to Saturday night, it's also dinner time ish, depending on where you are. We also have some good friends who are live. I'm just checking out my friend Hank's art. You guys familiar with Hank's art? I've posted his links before. Very talented artist. This is, again, what I've been talking about. People making YouTube their own. We're given a platform. What can we do with it? Which is a good question to ask ourselves. If you are, let's use the term content creator, the term that I sort of rebelled against at one time, because I rebel against every term, at least at first. Content creator seems like a made up term for people who are posting selfies or doing things of almost like a self-absorption type thing, which is not exactly my interest. However, the more you look into it, we are creating content. So take charge of it. Own it. Doesn't mean that you have to be the label, of course, as no one is. I don't remember the philosopher. I mentioned before, my fallback philosopher is always Kierkegaard, for one, because I like saying his name. Whether or not he actually said this, I don't believe he did actually, but the saying is, once you label me, you negate me. Once you label anything, you negate me, because now you only see the label, you see the concepts that come with it, you see the concepts that it invokes, but you don't see the thingness of it himself. Anthony DeMello tells a beautiful story of once when we were kids and we would look up in the sky and we would see these magical creatures soaring through the air, wings spread, feathers ruffling in the breeze, and we were amazed, we were captivated, and we would watch for hours on end until some well-meaning adult came by and said, "Oh, it's the sparrow." And they took that magic away. They gave it a label. And now it was something. And every time we saw it again, we would think, "Oh, sparrow. I've seen sparrows before," and walk away. And of course, that well-meaning adult was well-meaning. He thought he was educating. It's a big difference between giving someone information, giving someone a label they can hang on to, and educating. And the education would have been, had this well-meaning adult known better. Of course he didn't, because he wasn't taught better himself. He had his own magic taken away. But true education would have been, hold on to the mystery of that magically winged creature soaring through the air. Hold on to the mystery of the thing itself, and when a concept comes, don't immediately believe it. Just because it has a name doesn't mean it is the name. And of course, how often do we do that with ourselves? Jacob's here. Jacob, how are you? You carbon up, my friend? Carbon up, resting up. Tomorrow is a big day for Jacob. Big day for Jacob. Big day for Burpee Reaper, and a big day for Leo Said So. Jacob says, "Hey brother, Mr. Yogi, hit the like button for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. Thank you for having me on your live stream, brother." Big salute to you. As mentioned before, Jacob's going to be doing some big work. He's got the shot collar tomorrow. For those in the burpee world, you know what it is. For those not in the burpee world, it is 500 Navy SEALs. And you're under the guidance and wisdom of the Burpee Reaper, so you guys are going to rock it. He knows how to get you through it. Reminds me of when I was ultra running. There was always someone who knew the course who was a strong runner, and I would always hear people say, watch this guy, try to stay with this guy, they'll see you through the race. Always an admirable quality to have. Jacob says, trying to. So, A Course in Miracles has 365 lessons. And guess what? After you finish the 365 lessons, if it really sinks in, throw the lessons away, because now you're just an expression of that. You no longer need them. Let's see. Jacob says, most of the carbs I had today is fruit. Fruit is good because it's very hydrating. You might want to have a little more complex, maybe a bowl of oatmeal, some pasta. IDK says, IDK, I'm looking. Let's see, or is it IDK? I'm looking for a man in finances, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes. Let's see. I am an old man on YouTube. My savings are rapidly dwindling as I pay property taxes, but my eyes are blue. So, and I'm only 5'9". So I got 1 out of 4. Sorry, my friend. I do have blue eyes, though. I'm sorry, I disappointed you. But hey, you never know. Person you're looking for might be one more stop away. 6'5" is pretty tall. So if you meet someone 6'5", you might not, I don't know, how tall are you, IDK? Because if you're not very tall, you might not be able to look them into their blue eyes without maybe a stepladder. Jacob says, it's not me. I'm only 6'1", my friend. I don't know. She might settle for a 6'1". It's a funny word in a relationship, settling for someone, as if each one of us isn't absolutely amazing and awesome as we are. When we let go, going back to talking about concepts, when we let go of those concepts even slightly, when we let go of those labels even just a little bit, when we let go of the thoughts of who we need to be with, why we need to be with them, the world opens up to us. Jacob says he's married to Burpees. Definitely a lifetime commitment, that's for sure. You can't commit half-heartedly to burpees. Not when you're doing them. So if I make it to an hour live stream this evening, I'll be lucky. Not 100% yet. A little under the weather the past few days. Not enough to keep me down. Not enough to keep me from doing my own workout. Taking my walks, a little bit of running. Twice a day yoga. And all that. Jacob says, hope our great friends show up. We'll see. Saturdays and Sundays, weekends are always, hit and miss. One of the things I've discovered, though, is I find myself perfectly content to sit back and talk to a completely empty room. Just get my own thoughts out loud, hearing them, sounding them out. and more people. When you start getting more people in, it becomes a bit of a then it becomes a bit of a challenge, as well as it feels like an art form, because both ways it feels like an art form. If you're by yourself, can you weave a complete conversation with your own thoughts without doing a call and response, where you're just sort of free versing and seeing how it goes? When it's with people, it becomes a different type of art form, because now you got dialogue going. Now it becomes, if I'm talking about myself, it's like a jazz solo. I just wanted an excuse to throw in some jazz references, as I love jazz. And when I'm talking with a group of people, now we're making a different kind of music. Now we're still doing jazz, but it's we're calling back and forth. And at its very best, it can become a synchronized event where everyone's feeding off the same energy, everyone's vibing. Doesn't happen all the time, because everyone, or very often, come in with a different topic in mind, or a different, very often. It's weird that I don't deal much with the yoga community. Almost exclusively, or with, any of the meditation communities, almost exclusively with fitness, some nature. Jacob says, I agreed, unless it's in the morning. In the morning, I'm generally quiet for quite some time, with the exception of if I need to talk to my cat for any reason, or if my cat needs to talk to me for any reason and I feel like I need to respond. And I love my quiet mornings. I could probably ease into the day and not say anything to anyone until Milka shows up about 9 in the morning. And so I've already been up 9 in the morning. I've already been up for 8 hours? 7 hours. Runner Boy is here. Runner Boy, as mentioned before, is putting up some big numbers, both lifting wise and live stream wise, viewer wise. Runner Boy says, I've been sleeping without a pillow, just folded up blanket, and I've slept so well this last week since. Nice. I've been sleeping at an angle, as I learned in one of my breathwork certification classes, that might be the optimum way to sleep. And it certainly has helped me with my own sleep. It's also good sleep on your side. And yogic traditions, if you sleep on your left, you are utilizing your parasympathetic nervous state, the rest and digest. So it's going to be helpful for you to sleep. However, if you sleep on the right, it opens you up for divine intervention, that you will be able to, especially like in Tibetan yoga, they'll have you sleep in that position, and you're more apt to practice have an out-of-body experience, or astral projection, or dream yoga, for that matter. How you feeling, Runner Boy? How's the chest infection? Runner Boy says he sleeps on his back like a vampire. That's usually my starting position. I usually fall asleep on my back, and then through the night, I'll flip over, sleep on my left side, sleep on my right side. Runner Boy is all healed up. Awesome. Glad to hear that. Hope you stay healthy now. My cat heard me talking about her. Funny Boy says, I don't move an inch all night. I move quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit. Like I said, I switch from my back to my sides. I sleep better now. Man, I went through a horrendous 2 years of insomnia, anxiety, and panic attacks, um, followed by depression because I was suffering from imposter syndrome. Here I teach stress reduction. Here I guide people out of anxiety. I teach meditation. I teach breath work. And out of the blue, I found myself suffering all the things I help other people with. How could I continue teaching that if I was suffering from it? Until I came to the great realization, no one's ever immune from anything. That it just shows. Here we are. Everyone suffers. Everyone experiences grief. Everyone experiences everything. I'm trying to think of the philosopher. I'm going to go with Kierkegaard again. The second time I refer to Kierkegaard in a 17-minute conversation, and it's probably not even Kierkegaard, either one of the things I mentioned, that nothing human is foreign to me, meaning no one is immune from anything. That a yoga practitioner, meditation teacher, breathwork coach can fall privy to depression, to anxiety, to panic attack, to insomnia. William, how are you? I actually looked for you, William, on Facebook too, but there's a lot of William Harts. So everyone's suffering is individualized, but not unique, meaning that no one is immune. No one is immune to depression or to grief or any kind of sorrow. Nope, I'm in Maryland. You know what? Hey, let me see if this works. Let me know if that link works. Oh, William says that's his location. Let's give a check real quick. Do you have a photo? Don't see Wichita, but maybe this link will work. Let's see, William said sent. Awesome. William says, damn, did I look better at the beginning of this year compared to now? Give me a second, guys. Haven't gotten anything. Oh, there we go. And we're connected, my friend. Awesome. This will make it much easier to um, share some stuff. We can do some FaceTime. We can do some breath work. We can work on meditation. Jacob drops a link for William. Thank you, Jacob. Hey, how old are you? How old are you, William? I'm not sure I ever asked you that. All right, let's get back to the chat. So one of the things I really love about yoga, and I was talking about this with Slime Diver, who was talking about using yoga to help his grandson. William says, so you're born in 95? They think 29. That seems right. Born in 95. Man, 95, I was still in the throes of my drinking days. I had another 4 years of heavy drinking to go. 95, I just had a long-term girlfriend break up with me, which only caused me to drink a little bit more. And of course, one of the reasons why she broke up with me is because I was a heavy drinker. That we met, we got together, we both wanted to be artists. She's an incredible artist, still is an incredible artist. And I was writing poetry, sort of. That I was a very uninspired writer. I would write in a burst, 3 weeks, just all kinds of thoughts coming to me, and then they would dry up, and I'd go for long periods of time without writing anything, and I thought, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. So in between, I'll just drink. That tortured artist thing. However, that just feeds into the uncreative, uninspired process. I was living the Charles Bukowski lifestyle. But there's only one Charles Bukowski. So it did not work for me. When I miraculously quit drinking, I'm not saying it's a miracle that I quit. It's a miracle how it happened. And I've described that quite a bit. And my meditation practice deepened. Writing became such a joy. And I was always inspired. And it has been 25 years later, almost 26, and I've written every single day since. Even when I was doing some ultra races, 24-hour races, 100-mile races, I would text myself things that I was inspired to write. To me, that was the magic of meditation. Did it happen right away? No, it could have. Except that I was stubbornly holding on to my identity as a drinker. I needed to go out. I needed to have fun. I needed to do stuff. Let's see. Castle, my friend, how are you? So I definitely think that meditation can have an immediate impact. I know for a fact breath work does, because Jacob says, hey, Castle, because it changes your physiology, it changes your emotional state, it literally changes the brain waves that we're producing instantly within 10 breaths. You can go from one um, physiological state, you can go from one emotional state, one energetic state to another. You can go from fight or flight to rest and digest in 10 breaths. Combine that with meditation, combine that with an easy yoga asana plan, and you're gold. However, I absolutely love the practice of A Course in Miracles. You can take it in depth. You can do the whole lesson a day, 365 days, study the text. You can do it for a lifetime. And maybe you should. Maybe some people should. Maybe I should. However, once you get that practice of seeing Course in Miracles, you're retraining your mind as you are with your breath work and yoga. Course in Miracles is just another way of doing it. We're learning to see our projections. We're learning to see our own attack thoughts and how our attack thoughts of others are literally attacking us because we're creating the world that we perceive based upon those attack thoughts. Are you living in a world that you don't like? No one to blame but you. Hard facts. Someone might say, well, that's a bold claim, and a bold claim demands big explanation, big proof. The proof is, one, my own transformation through life, my own growing sense of peacefulness. Am I 100% peaceful? Not by a long shot. Do I grow peaceful, more peaceful every day? Every day. Moment by moment. Let's see. William says, hello, Castle. And that is insightful. I don't know where to start for write or meditating. I think I got close when trying to sleep. You know what? There's Yoga Nidra, which is the fifth limb of a practice in the fifth limb of yoga. Let me say hi to our good friend Eric Lapointe. Eric says, hey, everyone. Yoga Nidra is that magical state between sleep and wakefulness. Ashutoth is back. Hello, my friend. How are you? Says, bro, what's up? We all experience it. But with Yoga Nidra, the fifth limb of yoga is called Pratyahara, and it means withdrawal of the senses. That we are from adolescence. We're been trained to always focus on the outer world. Things that are happening, things that are things, objects. We no longer turn our attention inwards. And Yoga Nidra helps us turn our attention inwards, and you don't have to do anything because you're guided in that state. On my community page, I have a whole playlist for some of my favorite Yoga Nidra scripts. All you got to do is lie on your back, and someone will guide you through that state. 1 hour of Yoga Nidra is the equivalent of 4 hours of sleep. So even if you practice for 5 minutes, and there's 5-minute scripts that you can do, you get deep rest, and you get an emotional reset. It's a Yoga Nidra is also called yogic sleep, but it's a form of meditation. You're changing your brain state, brain waves, on a very deep and profound level. So that's what I mean when I was talking to Slime Diver about when he wanted to talk about yoga for his grandson to help his behavior. You got to do the whole path of yoga, meaning you have to go with the ethics, not harming, not lying, not hoarding. You got to go with the personal observances, cleanliness, surrender, self-study. Then you go with breath work and you go with asana. It could all be at once, but you shouldn't do one without, I shouldn't say shouldn't. It does not, let me use a fancy word, it does not behoove. It's not often I get to work that into a conversation and not sound completely ridiculous. Of course, I might have sounded ridiculous. Right now, I bet you Eric Lapointe is rolling his eyes and saying, did he really just say behoove? I did. I said behoove, and I stand by my behoovery, my behooverness. that it behooves us to do the entire path because one leads very seamlessly into the next. That see, I knew it. He was rolling his eyes the entire time. No true lumberjack is going to stand for an East Coast elitist using words like behoove. I'm actually disgusted with myself for even saying it. But it fit the point that it is in our best interest. How's that? Is that better? To practice the entirety of yoga. And it's simple. It's really simple. How simple, you might ask? Does anyone ask that? I'm going to continue under the assumption that someone actually asked that. So, yoga starts out with ethics, ethical restraints, and they're called ethical restraints because we are restraining from one behavior so that the opposite grows. Does that make sense? It's like when you tie a knot in a garden hose, pressure builds up, and then you get that knot out, and this energy, water, rushes through. That's what happens when we practice an ethical restraint. Jacob says, we so love you as brother Mr. Yogi. I appreciate that. I knew Jacob would stick up for me. Jacob has my back, no matter how elitist I might sound. Funnily enough, I've actually been called an elitist quite a few times, but not in like an upper crust type, but like because of ultra running, because of kettlebell sport, that people are like, you always pick this really obscure type of thing to try to be good at. I don't know. I'm just me. So the yamas are the ethical restraints, and we restrain one aspect so the opposite grows. Ahimsa is the first one. It's generally, they're talked about in the to begin with the negative. So it would be non-harming. And non-harming creates peace. That's the first ethical standpoint, that we restrain or refrain from harming any living creature to the best of our ability, including ourselves. So we don't do things to harm ourselves, including how we think. We're no longer thinking harmful thoughts, or we do our best not to. And when we do, we forgive ourselves, because if we don't forgive ourselves, we are engaging in self-harm. We're holding a grudge against ourselves. We're holding a grievance against ourselves. Then we have truthfulness, or it's actually stated again in the anti. So it would be non-lying. When you practice that, that means that we are truthful to ourselves. That we also do our best to see the truthfulness of situations. Not just people, but situations. Not just our own thought. Not just not telling a lie, but literally practicing truthfulness. And it's said that those masters who can practice that to the highest degree, if that's how miracles happen. That's how Moses parted the Red Sea. That's how Jesus healed lepers. That's how St. Francis would talk to the animals. That's how the great yogis could do all the miracles that they did. Because if they say it, it must be true. Because they've taken that level of non-lying to such a high level, such a high vibratory rate, that if they say it, it has to be true. Otherwise, it wouldn't be said. So when Jesus said, you are healed, they were healed. C. T's here. Hey, T. T says, good evening. Sorry, I was in Optimob. That's okay. I was there too, and I still have them up. If they're still going on, they are. So then we have non-stealing. All of these get really, really deep. Joe Delaney. Hey, Joe. Joe is closing in on 500 subscribers. Absolutely awesome. Non-stealing doesn't just mean not taking an object that belongs to someone else. We steal from ourselves all the time. We steal our self-dignity. We steal our innate healing ability. We steal from other people when we put them down, when we insult them, when we don't trust, when we don't have faith. We are stealing something essential from someone. And then we practice restraint, generally referred to as sexual restraint, but it's just managing our own energy, practicing things in moderation. And then the last is generosity. Being truly, truly generous means that we are abundant, that we don't think in a hoarding mentality, that we don't think in terms of lack, because we are in touch with the generosity of the universe itself. Those are the 5 yamas. So I'm not going to go all the way through the whole. I don't want this whole conversation to be about just about yoga. But that's how it starts. We start practicing that, and we can do it instantly at any time. All right, let's dive back in the chat, guys. Joe says hello, Yogi, and hello, everyone. He says evening to everyone, as well as Joe. T says Yogi did a back stream and a front driving stream. No scary mountain roads. Yeah, I have both up. I have backs. He was flat on his back. Man, he is out. And I have Timo and Sabine. Eric LaPointe very kindly drops the link for Joe Delaney. Three more to 500. Man, hey, by any chance, is there anyone here who is not subscribed to Joe Delaney? If you're not, now is the great opportunity. Because one, you're helping out a great friend, you're helping out a great person, and you're helping someone who has a beautiful, inspiring, motivating message to share, and she's doing so in a very powerful way. I mentioned before my theory of 100K channels, saying that Optimob is a 100K channel. I think UK Medic is a UK channel. Does it mean they're going to get there? I don't know. I have no way of knowing. It means that I think they have the potentiality to do so. They have the message, they have the skills, they have everything it takes for them to be so. I think Joe Delaney is a 100K channel. Easily. Because she's sincere, she's engaging, she's learning the technical stuff that she needs to know. I'll be honest, I don't know how important that is. Probably very. Which means I am not a 100K channel for obvious and various reasons. I wouldn't mind being a 10K channel. I don't think I have that powerful message, and I'm not saying that in a, I'm not putting myself down in anything. I'm just a quiet guy talking about burpees in his office, talking about doing burpees in my basement. Let's see. Man, I'd love to get Joe to 500 though for tonight. What is a yama? A yama is a foundational principle of yoga. It means self-restraint, that it is our ethical practice, our ethical self-restraint, that is the very foundation of yoga. And then we have the niyamas, which are our personal observances. There's 5 yamas, and I listed them. The 5 niyamas are purity, contentment, discipline, self-study, and surrender. And then we go to the asanas, which are the postures: pranayama with his yoga breathing, and then we have pratyahara, which is the yoga nidra that I mentioned. Man, everyone should practice yoga nidra. It's as simple as lying on your back, and our friend Bumblebee T does it as well. Now, that's not the only way of practicing pratyahara. You can do that with alternate nostril breathing and breath retention when you have your eyes closed and you're focusing on the third eye. And then we have the last four stages of meditation, beginning with one-centered attention into the light stages of meditation, accumulating in samadhi, which is bliss consciousness. And hey, who doesn't want bliss consciousness? Eric Lapointe says 2 more. You know what? I bet we could do this tonight. I see no reason why we can't do this tonight. Give me 1 second, guys. I got a plan. I got a plan that will at least get us 1 step closer. Jacob says, let's get Miss Yogi to 6K subscribers. Thank you for that. T says, Joe, much respect on your journey of self-healing and recovery. All right, I'm almost there, guys. If I'm not mistaken, our friend Joe Delaney is 1 away. Let me double check. 499. What we need is Mir to come in to work his magic. T says, it's lying still yoga. You just listened and think about the area of your body guided to. Search Ali Boothroyd or look up in Yogi's playlist. It's a powerful healing practice that anyone can do. If you can lie on your back, if you can sit in a chair, you can do yoga nidra. And it's a deep relaxation. As well as you're being guided to let go of stress, to let go of deeply stored energetic patterns in the body. Jacob says, let's get Sister T to 200 subscribers. Let's see. Joe says, thank you, T. I appreciate Yogi reading chat because I was refreshing. T says, Joe, hope you get 2 more. Let's smash that to 600 subs. Man, let's get that 500, and I say we shoot all the way for 1,000 and get some watch hours. I think Joe could get monetized at 1,000 because she's going to get some watch hours all along the way. Joe said I had someone message saying they were 500, but I'm freaking out. I'm so humbled. Let me do a little refresher on Joe's page. I see 499. We need 1 more. Jacob is dropping links to Joe Delaney. Awesome. Hey, Joe, Jacob will work on your behalf, that's for sure. T says, Joe is at $4.99. There's a reason why people want to work so hard for Joe. And again, it's because she's just inspiring. She's putting out a beautifully inspiring message. T says, Yogi, I put up some new playlists with songs up for strength and hope. Thank you. I shared one with you earlier. Blessings, Yogi. Yep, I saw I got a message, and it was right when I was going live. So before I go to bed, I'll definitely be looking at it. Pardon me 1 second, guys. T says, Burpee Reaper doing Barbie Girl. Awesome, T. Hey, T. Tomorrow's a big day in the burpee world. We have Burpee Reaper, we have Jacob, we have Leo said so, and they're doing the shot collar, which is 500 Navy SEALs. So you get 3 for the price of 1, T. Let's see, give me a second. Again, give me a second, I apologize. Did I mention my new camera that I tried out this morning? Night vision. Because it's just early enough now. I see Joe Delaney, 500. Well done, Eric Lapointe. It's just dark enough in the morning now that I can't use my little handheld camera. And for a Father's Day present, I got that little infrared camera to film in the morning. And it's awesome because I found myself this morning underneath of an owl tree, 3 owls. Hopefully it turned out good. I haven't figured out how to upload the videos. So Eric Lapointe, again, excellent job, my friend. Thank you all for working so hard on Joe's behalf. Eric Lapointe says he dropped the link at BJ. Awesome. T says, thank you, Yogi. You need to get my supplements. I'm glad we can remind each other. Generally speaking, it's you guys reminding me. Jacob says, now let's get Sister Joe to 600 subscribers. See that? Jacob's already jumping in 100% head first, working hard for Joe. Let's see. T says, Yogi, I need UK time. I'll see if I can find, well, actually, Jacob can give you the time he's going to start, and then maybe we can translate that into UK time. Hey, Jacob, what time are you starting your burpees? Joe says, oh my, thank you. Hey, Joe, well deserved. And this is just the beginning. T says Joe's at 500. She certainly is. I'll tell you something. I'm so completely happy that it happened here with all of us. It's an honor. It is an honor to be such a small part of such a great, great, great endeavor. So when she hits that 100K, when she hits that 500K, all of us can, take no small amount of pleasure in the fact that we helped along the way. T says to Jacob, please give me time in UK. Joe says, I posted live earlier. I did yesterday, but I was sitting in private for some reason. So, speaking of lives, I sat on just a few watch hours for a really long time. When I started going live and when I dove headfirst into going live, my watch hours began to soar. And I realized that, hey, I could actually get monetized in less than a year of starting to do live stream, which I did. Not by much. I started doing live streams last July, and I got monetized on June 20th, maybe the 19th, I don't remember. And I learned a lot on the way. Knowing what I know now, I think I could have done it even quicker. Doesn't matter how quick it is, but Joe, doing those live streams are huge for getting those watch hours. T says she is on Greenwich Meridian time. Jacob says, hold on. T says, Joe is an inspiration, and your interview was inspiring. I need to find time to watch the rest. It's quiet now, so I can focus a little. Awesome. So here's the wonderful thing talking with Joe is when I get the opportunity just a little bit to talk about with her the emotional healing that took place before any physical changes happen. I keep mentioning in A Course in Miracles, they say, don't try to change your behavior because it's a limited task. It's a limited opportunity. You're only going to be able to do it so much. Change how you think about your behavior, and then everything begins to change. Heal how you think. Forgive how you think. Forgive your past thinking so that it can be let go, and now you've got a whole new thought system in place. Without forgiveness, without that self-forgiveness, without that kind of change, then, man, it's the reverse order, and we see this all the time. How many people make New Year's resolution that lasts until February? Because they're trying to change behavior. They've done nothing with the thought system that led them to that position to begin with. If you have the thought system that keeps you trapped in alcoholism, you're always going to be an alcoholic, even if you stop drinking, because you'll still be going to meetings. You'll still be trapped within the mentality that I'm one drink away from getting back. UGO is back. Hello, my friend. So when I quit drinking, I didn't want to be trapped in meetings, but it was different for me. My thought system of drinking changed in an instant. In Zen, it's called a satori, instant awakening, sudden awareness, being aware that I was aware. And in that instant, any desire I had to drink was gone. I tried going to meetings because I thought it would be good to replace my social setting from going to a bar to going to a support group. But I found that I was still surrounded by addicts. Nothing against AA. Any means of getting sober is a great means of getting sober because it'll literally save your life. However, what I was looking for was liberation. I was looking for freedom. And I wasn't going to get that by approaching my own life as the life of an addict. Joe says exactly, Yogi. Now, that doesn't mean we can't fall back into old patterns of thinking. We got to be mindful and, to an extent, vigilant. I haven't seen her Siegfried in quite some time. I was told don't worry about what I was told. Let's see. T says, Jacob, thanks. I'm usually in afternoon nap time due to health. I try to make it. I have a positive song for Burpee Reaper that's inspired me to carry out for years. Next week I try to request it. Let's see. UGO Master says, can I say an inspirational quote? Certainly, my friend. UGO, making sure I'm saying that right. Feel free to share. Jacob says, let's get our friend UGO Master to 100 subscribers. Nice. Leo says, much love and support, Yogi. Have a great evening, brother. Stay strong and be safe. You too, my friend. Looking forward to seeing you in action tomorrow. You guys are going to rock it. Hey, Leo, my friend. Hey, Joe, 502. Leo, you happen to be subscribed to our good friend Joe Delaney? Let's see. Joe says, I agree. Each person has to find what works for them. We can offer what worked for us personally, and someone can try it, but they'll tweak it to their own personal experience, what works for them. Very true. And as for me, as I mentioned before, I was given a moment of grace. So how do you replicate a moment of grace? You can't. All you can do is make yourself ready for grace to find you. And how do we do that? We can pray, we can meditate, we can do breath work, we can do yoga, we can do Sufi twirling, we can do martial arts, we can do burpees. That's the discipline that's talked about in the niyamas of yoga, where we are surrendering to that action of what we're doing. This is why I said to our good friend Leo said so, that burpees are yoga. And yoga is burpees. Jace is here. Jace says, Brother Yogi. Let's see. Leo says, Brother Jacob, tomorrow we will own the shot collar. Stay strong, brother. Oh, you guys definitely will. T says, in January 2024, the quote, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, showed meaning in my challenging life. We never know where we're going to get that epiphany. Joe says, thank you for stopping by yesterday. It was my pleasure. Jace says, Brother Yogi. Hey, Jace, are you subscribed to our good friend Joe Delaney? Up ahead, up top. Let's see. T says, Jacob, yes, England, UK. Jacob says, hey, Brother Leo, most definitely, we're going to own it. My first time doing that many Navy SEALs. Hey, Leo, is this your first shot caller too? Or the point says, Leo the champ. Joe says, Leo stopped by my live yesterday. Awesome. Leo says, yes, I am. Much support to Joe. Excellent. Makes me happy to hear, guys. Here we go. This is a quote from our friend UGO. All our dreams come true if we have the courage to pursue them. A wise man. Very nice. I like it. Jacob says probably 3:30 your time, Sister T. PM. Sabine is here. Sabine, I had you guys up on 2 windows. I had you and Timo, and I had Max. T says, please like this amazing effort. And it was an amazing effort. Jay says, 9 here, 9 watching. Awesome, guys. I appreciate that. Started out kind of slow. Leo says, later guys, tomorrow tune in and watch the Burpee Bros knocking out these 500 Navy SEALs. Definitely got to be there. This will be my second shot caller. All support for brother Jacob. Nice. It's the way to do it, guys. Way to step up for each other. Jace subbed to go. Thank you, Jace. T says, Sabine, are you safely home now? The amazing thing, Eric LaPointe helping Joe get to those numbers, is how he did it. He's dropping links of people that he connected to and helped out, and then connected to him. It just really goes to show that power of community, the power of reaching out, helping someone, extending yourself. I've been talking quite a bit, been using that word extending quite a bit. That we have 2 options. One is by default. We project our fears upon the world without even knowing it, without even realizing it, because we live in a fearful world. If people don't like that, then we withdraw our projections by forgiving. Not forgiving the outer circumstances, but forgiving our own projections. And then we extend, which is our natural action of giving and giving and giving nothing but love, because love is who we are. Jacob says, misery loves company. Tomorrow will be fun, brother Jacob. Speed says, Yogi, you're a sweetheart. Hey, 2 things. I gotta support my friends. I gotta support the puppy dogs. T drops a link for Jace. Thank you, T. GGO says, there are 5 important things for living a successful life. Successful and fulfilling life. Never stop dreaming, never stop believing, never give up, never stop trying, never stop learning, is what I got. Bye. Nice. It's important things for you to know at this point in your life, Zach. Very important life. Very important things. Sabine just got in. Hey, I appreciate you after that long drive stopping in to say hi. Timo is here. Thank you, Eric, and all of you. It's welcome backs. Sorry the upload with my premiere video. I will have to upload overnight again. Here's the link. Looking forward to it. Jay says it's growth, brother, our own, and those around us. So true, my friend. T drops a link for Eric LaPointe, Santa's Little Forester. Joe says, yes, Bax is great. Ice Commandant. Hello, my friend. Thanks for stopping by again. Joe Delaney said, I just saw Jace has a great friend too. Yeah, he does. Always fun watching them, those two together. Speed says, Timo is just off to go with Bax. It has been 6 years without my own dogs. Nope, 5 years. 6 years without one, 5 years without the other. I do have Mocha's dog. She's my dog too. She doesn't know otherwise. She knows that I'm in her life. That's all that matters. But man, watching you guys with your dogs really makes me want to. My cats wouldn't stand for it though. Regerts. I should know this. Regerts. I should know it, but I don't. T needs to sort her supplements. Listening for a few minutes, only for a few minutes. Zach is saying, now for even more quotes. Jace has to sleep, guys. Blessings to y'all. And all love. Thank you, my friend. Jace, I really appreciate you stopping by this evening. T says, night to Jace. Joe Delaney says, blessing Jace, new friend. And Zach says, when it comes to your dreams, every risk is worth it. Unknown. Nice one, Zach. I keep slipping over at Joe Delaney's just to keep looking. 503. I like the fact that we inched over the 500 line, so it gives us that safety measure. So I'm very appreciative for the people who have shown up this evening. I wasn't sure if anyone would, being Saturday. Jacob says, let's get our sister Joe Delaney to 600 subscribers. I like the way Jacob just seamlessly worked his way from 500, working hard for Joe, to without even missing a beat. Now we're at 600. William says, do you eat peanut butter? Not often. I can because it's vegan, and it's good. I like it. As our friend Wolf pointed out, everyone should have some peanut butter in their house. Just emergency. It'll last forever. It's nourishing. It's high in calories. And I do like it, but it just, I could put it on my Ezekiel toast that I have every day. It's a good thought. Maybe I'll add it back in. Be good to get a little extra calories. Speed says, we would like to say thank you to all for stopping by in our live stream. You guys are all amazing. It means so much to us. Lots of love and blessings to you. You're welcome, my friend. I mentioned in the afternoon live stream that a Optimob, a Sabine Timo Bax event shouldn't be missed by anyone. It's an opportunity to immerse yourself in the beauty of another part of the world for so many of us. And they just do it so well. The conversation, the scenery, it all flows together beautifully. Jacob says, let's get our brother Eric Point to 2K subscribers. Mr. 2K. Laradox. Hey, Laradox. I was just now thinking about you. How are you, my friend? Eric Point says he's a GIF guy. Any Nutella guys out there? Nutella. I'll be honest with you. I've never once had Nutella before. T says, quote, it's easier to lose the light in the dark, but we have to experience the dark to appreciate the light. This is so true right now, but hard to remember. We got some cool emojis from Joe. Paradox says, I just got done with watching the newest Mr. Beast video. I have never watched the Mr. Beast video. I heard outside of YouTube, he's does some amazing stuff. As a matter of fact, Paradox, it was you and Flower. You, Flower, I think maybe Night Watcher too, who talked about him. I had never heard of him before. Jacob says, let's get our brother Laradox to 600 subscribers. T says, what's Jif? It's a brand of peanut butter. So the question is, smooth or not smooth? Max says, I'm going to show my forehead at 10 subs. Where are you now, Zach? I know you did your voice. Eric Point says he likes Nutella. Jacob says, let's get our sister T to 200 subscribers. T said, let's get a few more likes for Joe. Keep her in the 500 subs. Definitely, guys. T says, Erica, thanks. I'm not keen on Nutella. Not a hazelnut girl. I like almond butter a lot. Joe says, I've never had Nutella either, but I prefer peanut butter than chocolate. Chunky or smooth? Chocolate flavor, anything. You know, man, talking about flavors. There is no greater flavor in anything than vanilla. Vanilla is the king. Maybe it's the queen. I'm going to say queen. It's the queen of all flavors. I says soft bread is called toast here. Bread is real bread. Here, Trey Deutsch Brot. If you like to see the true bread, search up German bread. We've talked about this before, Ice. And you know what? I meant to not only look it up, I meant to see if I could order it. Some of the places that I order from here. Spain says, Eric LP, did you ever mix Nutella with peanut butter? You guys are talking, you're talking crazy now. That's got to be dangerous. That could probably cause a chemical reaction. It might cause an explosion. It could bring across the nuclear holocaust that we've all been fearing. Just as extra crunchy. I would not have picked that for you. T says, Joe Delaney, I never tried peanut. You never tried peanut butter. I can't even eat whole egg due to autism, huh? But I can eat egg and cakes and biscuits. Jacob says 100 subscribers for our friend Yu-Gi-Oh Master, our friend Zach. You gotta admit, it's so much easier calling him Zach than it is saying Yu-Gi-Oh Master without my cheat sheet. Zach is at 6 subs. Awesome. Douglas, how are you? Douglas says, how much longer are you on for? Maybe 10 more minutes. Which peanut butter brand? That's a good question. As a kid, it was always Peter Pan peanut butter. I'm not even sure if they still make it. I read the book Peter Pan when I was a kid. And of course, then you see the Disneyfied version, and man, it's not the same. The book is a really dark story. And of course, Disney never allows anything to be dark. Although, say, Old Yeller, pretty dark. Bambi's pretty dark. They have happier endings, except for, of course, Old Yeller. Let's see. Jacob says, now you're going to hit 100 subs, my friend. Jacob's working for you, Zach. Jodolini says, yes, vanilla is my favorite. Yeah, it's just something classical about vanilla. Eric the Point says, yes, Sabine. Like I said, you guys are crazy. Eric the Point says, Yogi, don't try to tell it. You can't handle it. Man, that sounds like a challenge. I might have to get a tablespoon of Nutella and then immediately do 500 burpees just to step up. Of course, there's a chance that maybe I won't like Nutella. Jacob says, I just need carbs right now. Man, a bowl of oatmeal would be perfect because you also want that longer lasting carb. Fruit is good, very hydrating, and it's great for when you're doing it or immediately after you're doing it. But you want some long-term carbs that will be slowly released through the blood system overnight so that when you're ready to perform, you got that energy now. Sweet said, Jif is a good peanut butter brand. It is a good peanut butter brand. Can't believe Eric Lapointe called me out on my lack of Nutella experience. But you know what? He might be right. My diet has been so specific for so long. Man, almost anything. Well, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, Mocha and I went out for pancakes. Don't get me started on pancakes, guys. I could have an entire live stream. I've had entire live streams talking about nothing but pancakes. We had the great pancake waffle crepes debate with Burpee Reaper. T says, Jonalini, I love Madagascar vanilla ice cream. Oh, I love vanilla ice cream. Vegan, of course. I recently discovered balsamic vinegar. I like balsamic vinegar. And strawberries. It sounds insane. But yeah, I never would have thought of that. Well. Jacob says, you guys are making me hungry. Douglas says, most of the original stories have dark endings. That's true. And of course, Disney was presenting to kids, so you can't be too dark. J.M. Barrie was the author of Peter Pan. Interesting. it actually holds up quite well reading even when you're an adult. Let's see. T says, Yogi, I was removed from the cinema to Bambi. It was a school trip. I was about 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, man, that's a hard thing to watch at that age. It's a hard thing to watch at my age. Timo says, I am on a diet. I am now hungry. The problem, once we start talking about food, it always escalates. We started, why did we even start talking about, oh, William introduced peanut butter. Look what you've done, William. You've made everyone hungry. That's the power of a good conversation. So I always say, go into the live stream thinking of it as an art form. Think of it as jazz. Somebody can introduce something, and then the entire conversation starts going in this whole new direction. It's really pretty awesome when you think about it. Nothing ever has to be set in stone. I like live streams as a version of the Tao, that it just flows in its own direction. If you try to hold it back, if you try to bring it to another direction, if you try to bring it back to an original intention, you find that the original intention already shifted. It's already something else. T says she cried so much with Bambi. Age 50, it's banned from my watch list, and I'm sensitive soul and care a lot. Yeah, I don't know if I could watch Old Yeller again. Jacob says, say to Brother Optimum. Zach said, where'd we go? Zach said, have you searched for the Yu-Gi-Oh thing I sent? Not yet. I will, though. I promise. I got it written down. Let's see. Zach said I'm going to upload more videos of his Yogi Go binder in a few days. Awesome. Make sure you I got you set. I'm subscribed. But make sure you stop in and let everyone know. Jacob says, let's get our brother Optima up to 2K. Eric Point says, I like extra chunky also. You know what? I like peanut butter across the board. It could be chunky, it could be smooth. I am not a peanut butter connoisseur, nor am I a peanut butter snob. Man, Misty the Pumpsky. Well, of course, probably all dogs love peanut butter, but man, she goes crazy for peanut butter. Timo says, thank you to Jacob. T says her bedside table has a strawberry yogurt, 2 bananas, and a breakfast Danish pan chocolate. Jacob says, you're welcome, Brother Optimum. T says, anyone want to choose? Still having cheese and biscuits. Timo says, I have to say sorry, but the link for the premiere has changed. I had to upload again. Here's the link. Thank you for resharing. Much appreciated. Uh-oh. We got some fighting words here from Zach. Everyone knows waffles are the superior. Man. That's hard news for me to take. I had such hope for our young friend. I'm going to say everyone knows that waffles are just pancakes with an attitude. They're just fancy pancakes. They're pancakes in a tuxedo. They're pancakes in a fancy gown. Dressed up pancakes. Pancakes with an attitude and an air of superiority. Give me just the old-fashioned pancake. I don't need anything fancy, guys. But you got to admire, Zach took a bold position. Unapologetic. He stands by his waffles. T says, Yogi, is it a pancake or crepe? Crepes, some say crepes, some say crepes. Crepes are just thin pancakes, hardly worth the time. You can roll them up and, put stuff in them and roll them up. What's the point? Do you know how many crepes I'd have to eat in order to make a decent pancake? Jacob is addicted to peanut butter. It's high calories added on, plus extra protein. It was great in ultras, that's for sure. T says to Zach, they're not. The UK, where are you? Our young friend is in Texas. Eric Point says there was a person in my chat called Peanut Butter Boy yesterday, and all they ever talked about was peanut butter. He or she is missing out right now. William says, my concern is the different type of oil in them. You can get freshly made peanut butter without oil-free. When I get peanut butter nowadays or almond butter, that's generally what I do, because my diet is extremely low in oil. I don't have any extra oil in anything. I'm glad you brought that up, William. Let's see. William says, I thought crepes were made with thin egg. That I'm not sure. Zach says, I still like pancakes, just waffles. 0.00001% better. All right. All's forgiven, my friend. So, I don't know if this is going to work. It's been a while since I looked at it. Nope. It does not work. I was looking, there was an article that I was mentioned in 2015. They were doing a short article in the Baltimore Sun on ultra runners. And I had just finished my first 100, and they called up, they interviewed me, and the entire interview was basically about pancakes, because one of the very last aid stations had vegan pancakes, and I got 3 or 4 to eat on the go, and I got 3 or 4 that I literally stuffed in my pockets. And my old smelly shorts that were rain soaked didn't matter. At mile 80, I was making sure I had pancakes to go. T says, amazing channel with journeys in Switzerland and the famous backs. Thank you, T. I says, I love that song. I put it in German. It sings about the old German imperial flag and the modern one. Interesting. Oh, I missed that comment up ahead. Is that what the what you were saying up ahead? Du Deutscher Sagen was seen. Man, I'm just butchering it now. T says, Eric, the point. I remember Peanut Butter Boy. He was adamant. Let's see, Zach, are you talking about David Bowie, Starman? Not only have I listened to it, I had the album when it first came out. You guys forget, you were dealing with a guy who's old. Eric Point says, T, left a comment on every single video I have. Was the comment on peanut butter? He says he was trying to get you to do a peanut butter challenge. That's actually pretty awesome. Let's see. Zach says, yes, I am. I like old music. That's awesome. As an old person, I just call it music. So, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I actually didn't plan on staying this late, but such a fun conversation with you guys. I very much appreciate it. T says, Eric, I need to check my YouTube studio, make sure my channel has it got peanut butter every video. Let's see. Zach says, David Bowie is the GOAT. Mocha would definitely not argue about that. She loves David Bowie. I like David Bowie a lot. David Bowie's one of his favorite books is by Douglas Harding, The Headless Way, which is one of the most influential books I've ever read, and I still revisit quite often. It's a good reminder for me. Good reminder for me to go headless. Joe Laney says, thank you for all your help today. Joe, they definitely showed up for you, didn't they? Eric Lapointe, Jacob, everyone. T. And I mentioned again, there's a reason why. And the reason why is because you're Joe Delaney. Eric Point says, another great live. Thank you. T says, Yogi, are you hungry now? Tomorrow's Sunday. Sunday used to be our traditional brunch day. Mocha and I, no matter what happened in our relationship, from happily married to separated to divorce to being back together to separated again to working our way through all kinds of stuff, every Sunday we had brunch together. We only stopped due to COVID and my father getting sicker. If you go to my Instagram page, you will see months, years of nothing but pancake photos. This will tell you everything you want to know about me, everything you don't want to know about me. Go to my YouTube channel, go to my Instagram page, and it's just pancake photo after pancake photo after pancake photo. So I could get pancakes tomorrow. You guys might have inspired me. T says, Joe Delaney, peace and blessings. Eric says, bye everyone. Jacob says, salute to you, brother Eric Lapointe. Big day for Jacob tomorrow. Jacob, get those good complex carbs in. Get a bowl of oatmeal and mix in a spoonful of peanut butter. T says, bye everyone. Respect, peace, and love to you all. You as well, my friend. Jacob says, blessings to all. Blessings to you, my friend. Sabine says, thank you, Yogi Eric. It was great again. Good night, everyone. Everybody and everyone. Take care. And love and light to you all. Love and light to you, my friend. T says, I want a pancake. Laradox, thanks for sticking it out with us. Or coming back, whatever the case might be. Timo says, good night, my friend. And T says, great live tonight. Great live, Yogi. Good night to you. And you know what? I hope it added to your stress-free healing journey, my friend. Take care.